Hello everyone, welcome back to more Terra Mystica Tournament. We're going to do faction selection for my player 4 game. In my player 2 game, my player 3 game still has seen no movement. Has anything interesting happened in these other 2 games? I don't think so. Oh, we've seen some dwellings come down yet. I haven't. This is the first time I'm looking at the screen. Okay, Darklings went over here, fine. And in this game, we're still waiting for... Oh no, player 3 must have been picked, right? They picked Giants! Giants! Well, I guess we're not getting Engineers. That's exciting. Giants! Early Stronghold, fine. Huh. Spade, yeah. I mean, I'm not convinced. Is it good news for me or bad news, though? What other colors can they pick? I mean... They could still go Nomads, honestly. Cultists are okay, I guess? Maybe not great. I think you want a Stronghold faction in last place, or in last position, right? Which is probably going to be Nomads, isn't it? I don't mind being Witches in that position. I feel like Darklings will probably win. But if I'm the only one using the Spade power action, then I might actually open with, like, Air 2 at some point. I was planning to get my Stronghold, but if I were against Darklings, Giants, and Nomads, I might actually try opening Air 2 instead. I don't know. Dwelling scoring is still really important, I think, especially as Witches, if you're going to try to get down 3 towns. So, I don't know. It's a thing to think about, though, is if there's not going to be much contention for the double dig power action. Although, I don't know, do the Giants take it? I think they sometimes do, and they have a lot of power, so maybe that's... Anyway, doesn't matter. That's not the game we're going to look at here. We want to look at this one, and I spent a fair amount of time looking at this one off camera, and I still have no idea what to do. I feel like I looked at this one after Darklings had been picked and said, oh, I really want to play something. And I just don't remember what that something was. It could have been Nomads, actually. Let's look also at the bonus tiles. We're missing Dwelling Scoring, Cult Step, and Temporary Shipping. Dwelling Scoring, Cult Step, and Shipping. So a bit low on coins, but not outrageously low. No Dwelling Scoring, but all the other scoring options are available. The round track... I don't know. I tried to figure out... One thing I tried to work out, actually, is how hard is it to open with a Temple in round 1 and a Stronghold in round 2? Because that would be really nice if you could do that as Nomads. And they get an extra dwelling to start with. So, you know, could be a thing. But, also, what... How are you going to get the Spade? You could open Earth 2, maybe, and take the Cult Step bonus, which seems illegal because it's not in this game. Alright, fair enough. Take the Priest. Oh, maybe that's it. You just take the Priest bonus and you send him to Earth, and that's it? Darklings might do that first, but if they do, then I could maybe take Earth 1. So... I don't know. There's good cult bonuses for Nomads, obviously, because they have Earth. But everyone else is also an Earthy faction, so it's not like we're ahead of the game there. There's also like there's air, there's earth, air. I think are halflings earth and air? I think so, right? Because giants are earth and fire. No, giants must be earth and air, right? I can just look over here. Halflings are earth and air. That's very nice for them. So in addition to the round 4 scoring of digs, they also get a leg up in both of the most important cults. So that's pretty cool. I like halflings this game. And the rest of the round tiles are not that outrageous for them. Another thing to look at, I guess, is just overall what does the scoring track encourage you to do? And late trading post is kind of a weird one. Is there anybody who loves to build a bunch of late trading posts? I know that in one of my games in season, my first season, I played Nomads and really needed a bunch of coins for the end game, so I built like 2 trading posts in round 4 and 2 more trading posts in round 5, and you know, as Nomads that gets you 11 coins instead of just 8, which was pretty cool. And you could maybe do that something similar here if you took the favor tile for scoring trading posts. That would be a lot of points. But that's not like the most important thing to focus on, I don't think. We can also take Swarmlings. I don't know, there's so many, like, I hate being in 4th position, like the one position where you can guarantee yourself access to this lovely bonus tile, but then have, like, Stronghold scoring in the next round, so you're kind of, like, not that excited to actually have it. And so that's why I was looking at, like, what does it cost to get a temple and then a stronghold? And supposing that you make your first 2-3 actions in round 1 be like trading post, temple in some order. That costs you a total of 11 coins and 6 workers. So you have 4 coins and no workers left, and you have 2 worker income because you have 1 dwelling and your basic worker income. So if you can get, and you'll gain 2 coins, by the way, from the trading posts. So you just need 2 coins and 2 workers in round 2. And you have 2 rounds worth of bonus tile income to get you there, plus whatever income you get from the temple and the cult tracks. So I don't know. The other thing is we could take the, like, I was talking about taking the priest because it gets you a dig. Of course, you can just take the dig if you're the first person to pick a bonus tile. That gets you 2 additional coins, but it gets you 3 fewer cult steps, and those cult steps will be eventually worth coins and perhaps points as well. But I think actually the immediate coins are more pressing. So if I were going to try to go temple and then trading post, temple and then stronghold, I would be taking the dig, just because digs are useful in general and it has some coins on it. I think you would want to do, I don't know. It's a little, it's inefficient. You're going to have a bunch of, like, if you take the dig and you build a dwelling, then that's like making it hard to come up with enough coins to get the stronghold in round 2. Because you also need to produce like 2 workers. The worker you got from the dwelling cancels out because you had to spend a worker on it. So you have to like have gained power to get that worker in round 1. You know, taken a power action in round 1 to get a worker, or just a conversion. And then you still have to have enough left to get 2 more workers and a couple coins. Which, you know, is not impossible. For example, just getting this bonus tile would be fantastic. It's all the workers you need, plus some points, and you can just get a few coins from power, presumably. But if you can't get this bonus tile, it's a lot harder. I don't know, maybe you take the coins and you try to get a worker power action for the last 2. Or you could take, as your favor, you can take Earth 2. Which feels kind of bad, because it'll get you to step 3 on the Earth Cult when 4 gives you a dig. So, I don't know. My point is just like, it's kind of hard to make use of the dig if you take the dig action, was my thinking. Obviously, you can dig something, say to yellow, because I'm thinking about nomads. And then, like, maybe you can build on it in round 2 or something, but at that point, you already have your stronghold turning something else yellow, and you'll be so short on workers and coins that you probably can't build 2 dwellings. You maybe can't even build 1. And so it just feels like this dig is going to go to waste for a long time, and maybe halflings will dig it back out from under you or something, if you're not careful. So I'm actually not that excited about this, the dig tile. Obviously, you could take this one. It's almost never wrong. There might be something better, but this is usually fine. I guess the other thing is, you could try playing a faction that wants to build an early sanctuary. And then the, like, temple or stronghold dilemma doesn't exist. The sanctuary is quite natural. Now, the obvious faction who wants to do that is Chaos Magicians. But I don't think they're very good here. Just like any game engineers are in, or Gray in general is in, Chaos Magicians are not that great. Because where are you putting your dwelling in this setup, right? If you put it here, you're not going to get E7, because dwarves will start there. And so you can't get to E8. It's like this, being able to control both of these tiles is just so important for Chaos Magicians. A humongous improvement, because it lets you sail cheaply, like on both sides of the river, down to like here and here and here and here. It's just great. And if you can't get there, it's not great. We could start on D7. We might attract E10 as a neighbor, and, you know, maybe dwarves would go to E9. But they'd be making it really hard for me to secure the space I need. They'd be going after D6 and C5, and, like, it's hard to even form one town this way because you can't get any neighbors aside from this one. So you kind of have to, like, sanctuary, bridge to here, build, and use fire too to even get a single town, which, like, sucks. So I think, like, given the bonus tiles and the round scoring, Chaos Magicians are pretty reasonable right here. I just think that in the matchup, they're quite bad. Like, dwarves, halflings, and darklings. Where is a red square that you want? There isn't one. Here is not great. Like, maybe you could go to C2, but it sucks. G2, I guess, would be your best bet, but you have no neighbor there. You have to hope that the dwarves come and meet you, and, like, why would they? So you could try E7 if you thought halflings were going to place here, but I don't think they would. Obviously, you don't have to actually guess in the game. Chaos Magicians get to place last. You can see where they went. I'm just, like, trying to predict all the places they might go, and none of them are good for red. So I think Chaos Magicians are out, and No one else really wants to build a sanctuary early. Like, sanctuary is a good building. Many factions are happy enough to build it. But round 2 is a little early, don't you think? And so I feel like this might be another Witches game. But then I'm getting into a war with Gray again, which dwarves are not as easy to deal with as engineers because they can tunnel around you. So they're, you know, in the green-gray matchups, both factions suffer, but engineers suffer the most. We have dwarves in, which means it's even worse to play witches than with engineers in the game. So, like, swarmlings? Could you really bear to put off their stronghold? I don't think so. You could go swarmlings and just pick this up, and there's trading post scoring and trading post scoring here. Round 4 dig is actually not that bad for them. Because they get so much money that they can upgrade their digging reasonably well. And their workers are less efficient than usual at building dwellings, so you might be more inclined to use them to dig instead, perhaps. It's a thought. I don't know. It just sucks. I still think nomads are probably best, but I don't really want to commit to someone until I have a reasonable plan for what I'm going to do round 1. And I don't have a good plan for any of these factions. I would be so much happier taking nomads in like 3rd seat. Just because like I know I'm not going to get the stronghold scoring tile. Which is kind of backwards. Like, I should just take this tile, right? And give up on getting these 5 points, get those 4 instead, because they also come with a great income bonus. And then if I build a stronghold and a trading post, that's what, 11, and a dwelling is 13. So I'll have a worker and 2 coins left, which is just enough that if I had enough power, I could dig and build again, which would be a nice start. You could try taking the priest income, but it gets you just like a dig, which is not something I'm super excited about. And nomads are pretty good at making digs on their own anyway. So I don't think it's worth doing that just to get like 3 more steps on the Earth Cult, which won't matter for a long time. It would be better to take the stronghold scoring. Yeah. So where are all the dwellings going to go? Dwarves have no reason not to go E6, E7, F6, I think. That's like a totally standard thing, and I don't see any reason to deviate here. They'll have neighbors in both spots. Will they? Halflings would like E6, but not if someone takes E5 away from them, right? I don't know. I think I'll want to get my sandstorm up and going before I start fighting for space, so halflings can still take Earth 1 and even then beat me to E5. So they might actually be reasonably inclined to go there. They'd probably like f5 to be neighbors with the Darklings. Did I say f1? I meant f5. This space here. And then they would try to town over this way. But with yellow in the game, I could take g4. Darklings may try to paint me in a corner here by taking all of these quickly with all their digs. But I don't know that they're going to want to use a dig in round 1, right? They're going to want to send their priest to Earth. And I can undercut them by grabbing f5. And that kind of secures me like these 2 tiles, which they won't. Or no, dwarves will be here. Ooh. So e9's dead then. But if I can get f5, then I can always have h6 later. And that's enough if I have to, right? Stronghold here, sanctuary here, dwelling is a town, right? So that's a possibility. I know e8 is kind of a more standard starting location. And so, of course, is f3. Like, I think these 3 are kind of the standard nomad configuration in many setups. I don't know. d3 is probably fine. That might actually attract Darklings up here. They would be good neighbors over here, I think. Not that I would mind cutting them off with d2 if I could, but I don't think I would be able to so easily. One of the reasons I've heard it said to pick e8 is not because it's going to be part of a town, but just because it's a good central hub for shipping. That makes sure g4 and b4 are still in reach, and maybe even i7 if you want to upgrade all the way to 3. You can ship all the way back to here, and it connects up your whole empire pretty nicely. What would be really nice is if I could actually make this part of a town by like sandstorming here and getting to c3 before dwarves do. But I don't know. Even if that happens, well, then I would bridge to b4 to finish off the town. I guess that would be fine. No one's fighting me for b4. Obviously, halflings want yellow tiles, but I don't think they want that one. They kind of want this, and so I'm thinking maybe I could just give them e6 and not have to start this big war. Because I don't think I'll be digging quite quickly enough to defend everybody off, right? If I go here and it goes like these guys also build here, I guess I get a lot of leech in round 1, or a moderate amount anyway. But I can't go this way, and I probably lose e5, and I quite possibly lose f4 as well, and suddenly this building looks pretty stupid. Because you can't even sandstorm across a bridge, so g1 would be like the only escape for me to make it. g1 or i6 or h4, I guess, all I could conceivably make towns, but g1's the least bad. But it just sucks. So I don't think I should take f3, even though it is a pretty standard nomad spot. And g4 seems like a good way to discourage halflings. But d3 I think is actually just a fine start. It ought to encourage the Darklings to come over here and form a partnership. g4 would be an act of aggression against the halflings in a way, I think. But if I leave them e6, they probably won't like mind that much. So I think the halflings should go on e6 first to declare to me that I'm not making progress with f3. And then I'll go on g4 and d3 with my 2 dwellings, inviting them to go somewhere other than f5. And that ought to give me enough wiggle room, I think. To get this into a town. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go nomads. It's kind of funny, like, looking at my like nomads. I've played 3 games, and every single time I come second. I would love to come second this game, I think. I don't really feel like I'm in a good spot no matter who I pick. But I think yellow is my best bet to do reasonably well. Stronghold opening with G4, D3, and something. Maybe E8, just to like get some leech from the dwarves and make sure I can connect up. Maybe like A5, depending on how things go. Seems a little unlikely. Yeah, I don't know if it's good, but I've run out of ways to like reason out what would be better. So we're gonna go with this. Okay. There you go. It is done. And no updates since we started the video. So I guess that means we're out of here, huh? Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.